Next Burger where they would experiment with stuff.
Just getting back into the swing of things. How's break? That good, huh?
Talking to me?
Yep.
Woo! Go break.
Today's a turning point. It is January 3rd, 2019, and I'm very excited for what this year has to offer. But first, I want to talk a little bit about really where my business is going, where my brand is going. So let's get into it. So I hope that you had the chance to view my last couple of videos, the travel vlogs that I did when I was out in Arizona. It was really, really exciting. Really glad with how this turned out, and honestly, it was an experiment. It was something that I, one, didn't know how it would go. Two, didn't know if Emily was gonna be into the whole idea of doing the videos, but she loved it. It was great. So it's gotten me thinking, and now that we're into this new year, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I've been vlogging for about a month, and I've been pushing out my content and really pushing out on Instagram and building my brand. And then now I kind of have this different section of the YouTube video where it's a little more entertaining here and there. And it got me thinking. And I think that this, where I am right now, is the perfect place to explain this idea of quality content. And where I am right now is where Lasser Media started. So this is the desk that I first started working at, where you can see it's a pretty big desk, and honestly my laptop looks pretty small on it. This is, normally it was not my laptop that was here. It was actually, I have an iMac, I have a double monitor setup that I typically use when I'm editing. So really, when I started here and when I started creating Lasser Media, my whole goal was to create quality content. Because when I was at the University of Maryland, in the broadcast track, basically there were two different routes that students would take. Either one, they would go into news or like daily news, or there was another route where they could go into kind of documentary style, longer form content. And so I took the longer form content route. And the reason being because I saw the students who were taking the daily news track, and those were the people who really wanted to go into journalism specifically, people who really wanted to put themselves on the air or to direct or to produce, kind of live content. And that wasn't exactly my passion. When I took the documentary style track that I did, I felt like I could really craft the stories, craft the videos, and create a high quality product that I was proud of.
All right, let's get it louder so they can hear you up in the airplane. We've got 4 Special Commando jumpers.
So that video is something that I created with another very talented videographer in Viewfinder, the documentary storytelling class. And basically, it's something that we worked just day and night laboring over, figuring out, okay, how do we make this better? How do we create a story? And there is a story. I mean, that was really just the open that you saw. And it was something that I'm incredibly proud of because it's something that I worked very, very hard for and labored over and crafted just for countless hours. And it's something that ultimately, while, we never live for acclaim or praise or whatever, I was fortunate that that a couple very talented, professionals recognized our work, and actually we won a number of national competitions for the video that we produced as being the best in the competition. And I think that creating this video reinforced the idea that quality content is so important, because I think that there is such a value in what stands out to people. And so that's what I'm trying to get back into in my business and my brand. Because now that I've been vlogging for about a month, I've really been, getting much more involved and invested into my social media accounts and the brand that I'm pushing out there. I want to make sure that I'm sticking true to my values, and my values are to create authentic, quality content. So what I'm really trying to push for this year in 2019 and beyond is to create quality content in everything that I do, because I'm very proud of the work that Lasser Media has produced. That Lasser Media has put out high quality content for a number of businesses, for government agencies, for nonprofits, for a bunch of different platforms and projects, and it's done really well for so many people, and that's something that I'm very proud of. But what I want to make sure of is that now that I'm also bringing in this new idea of pushing out content much more often, it's something that you can't, if you labor over every detail of a vlog, then you're just not going to get the content out. So what I'm struggling with and what I'm trying to work out, and I think that I'm going to kind of find my groove eventually, is how do I merge these ideas of quality and quantity. So right now I'm finishing up the part 2 of the Grand Canyon travel vlog, which is something that I had a lot of fun with creating while we were in Arizona and creating the videos with Emily. It was a bit of an experiment, but honestly something that I really enjoyed. And I think that it goes along with this idea that I want to create quality content consistently in branding who I am, because that's a huge aspect of who I am. This idea of I love to travel. I've been to a number of countries around the world. I love to travel. I love spending time with family, and integrating both the idea of video and family and travel are kind of like, that's the idea of, if I'm building a personal brand, that's who I am. So that's a huge aspect, and the food. So that's just one facet of it. But that's one facet of now this YouTube channel, of this travel vlogs. In addition, I want to have more videos like this where I'm documenting kind of where I am in my process, where Lasser Media is. So it's documenting its entertainment value, and additionally I want to have some behind the scenes as well as some tutorials and that sort of thing. So there's a couple different facets of what this channel is going to accomplish, but across the board, no matter what my brand is and what I want to reinforce is that recreate quality. Because I want to make sure that if I show up consistently, which is the goal in pushing out content so often, I want to make sure that people not only know who I am, but they know what I stand for, and they know that I stand for quality content. So I'm trying to figure out now, and I'd love to hear your feedback on how to integrate this, whether it be, cutting down on exactly how long I'm doing vlogs. Maybe I do it bi-weekly or something like that, as opposed to daily. So that way I can put more time and effort into creating higher quality content more consistently, then that's great. But then how do I fill in the gaps of having enough quantity that I am getting in front of people's eyes often? And I think that Instagram, there's going to be a good way to do that. I'll just need to continue doing what I'm doing with always filming, always taking photos, always having content of kind of who I am. And that's one aspect of it. But then two, it's, what direction does this channel take? So I'm figuring that out, but I want to make sure that no matter what, I'm never rushing through this content, because you never know what one thing is going to stand out, one impression that might make. So I don't want to ever appear rushed, because if I appear rushed, then I've kind of broken down the foundation that my entire business was created off of.